Welcome back, everyone. My name is Patrick. You're watching the Oilers Rundown. Back with another cabin update for you here while on vacation. More Edmonton Oilers news to share your way. We got the official announcement today from the Edmonton Oilers that Ken Holland is officially done. He will not be back with the Edmonton Oilers in any capacity whatsoever. There is some belief that he's considering other options around the league. Looking back on Ken Holland's tenure with the Edmonton Oilers, definitely Zach Hyman, Matthias Ekholm, the two high points for Ken Holland. Bringing in Zach Hyman as a free agent, trading for Matthias Ekholm, definitely his two biggest moves. And I know Ken Holland has his haters, has his backers. I kind of fall somewhere in the middle. I think Ken Holland did a solid job. I mean, he got the team in the playoffs every year. They made the Stanley Cup Finals last year. We're in the conference finals a few years back. Obviously, you want to see a Stanley Cup in that 5-year period, but he did inherit quite a mess from Peter Chiarelli. So overall, I'm fairly happy with the job that Ken Holland did. I think he was a strong general manager, and hopefully the next GM can take the Oilers over the finish line here. And I have full confidence that Jeff Jackson is going to find the right guy for this job to carry the Oilers forward here into the future. Jeff Jackson just finished a press conference where he gave us an update on several topics. He will be the acting GM for now, but he has no intention of remaining in the general manager position. I imagine we'll have a new general manager probably within the next 2 to 3 weeks, possibly a bit sooner. Jeff Jackson said it is a major priority, but I imagine we got to get through the draft here and probably the start of free agency. Jeff Jackson mentioned that a lot of the candidates he wanted to talk to were still obviously involved in their current team's draft, so probably with the delicate nature of trying to interview those people while they're in the middle of doing their own current team's draft, it will have to wait a little bit here, but I can't imagine it's going to take longer than 2-3 weeks before the Oilers do have their new official general manager. Jeff Jackson didn't give any kind of update as towards the rest of the management staff, so I assume everybody else, at least for the time being, remains in place, but maybe that's more changes we see when the new general manager does come in. I imagine they're going to want to have at least parts of their own staff. With Ken Holland leaving, I can't imagine that Brad Holland has a future with the Edmonton Oilers, but not to say that he's done a bad job or anything, but it might be a little bit awkward. We'll see what happens there, but I imagine if a position does need to open up, it might be Brad Holland's assistant GM position, and then whoever the new GM is can bring in at least their own assistant general manager. I know a lot of people curious about the Jack Campbell buyout and whether it's happening or not. Jeff Jackson said the Oilers are considering that option, but no decision has been made yet. The Oilers do not have to rush that decision. The buyout period lasts through Sunday, so they have a few days still left to consider it. I imagine a trade is definitely the better option here for the Oilers, depending on what the return would have to be, what other pieces would have to go to make it work. But if the Oilers can avoid having a buyout on Jack Campbell, I think that is definitely the preferred route to go. As far as Leon Draisaitl goes, Jeff Jackson mentioned that no contract negotiations have begun yet. He mentioned several times that Leon Draisaitl will likely want to see who the new general manager is before he commits to any kind of long-term contract, which does make sense. You're going to want to see who the person is, what the vision is, and Jeff Jackson didn't seem in any kind of hurry to get a Leon Draisaitl deal done. The Oilers do have obviously a year to work on it, but I think ideally you probably want to get it done this summer before the season starts so it's not a distraction, because if that goes into the season and we're getting towards the end of next season, it's just going to become a total distraction for the team. So probably don't expect anything till probably late July at the earliest. I'm guessing we're probably going to see a Leon Draisaitl extension done in August sometime. So that's pretty much the latest on that. Oilers are going to try and re-sign, obviously, some of their UFAs. Jeff Jackson said whether they're old, young, didn't make a difference. It just matters what their contribution is to the team. Obviously, the Oilers want to continue forward that strong leadership core, so a guy like Corey Perry, definitely an option for the Oilers next season. I think that's basically the gist of everything that happened today, guys, but yeah, expect more news here in the coming days, probably some signings. Jeff Jackson didn't think they're going to mess with the team too much. I mean, they came within 2 goals of winning the Stanley Cup, so it's not like there's a ton of changes that are needed, but they will tinker throughout the summer here and try to bring back the best possible team that they possibly can. So I think that's all I got for you guys for now. Let me know your thoughts on the press conference. Who do you think would be a good candidate to be the next Edmonton Oilers general manager? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. If this is your first visit to the channel and you like what you see, please consider liking and subscribing for all the latest Oilers content. You've been watching the Oilers Fanatic. Thanks for being a fan. See you soon, guys.